Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. First of all, a big thank you to David Nicholson for sending me in the Atlanta Braves t-shirt. I think he got sick of me appearing in the Boston Red Sox one and decided to do something about it. If you want to see me grinning like an idiot and wearing the t-shirt of your favourite sports team, send me an email, send me a t-shirt. I would be delighted to do just that. Anyway, let's get on with the watch review today, shall we? It seems that vintage motorsport inspired meca quartz chronographs are like buses. You wait for ages and then two of the things turn up at once. I reviewed the Stratton Curve a couple of months ago. Achingly 70s, vintage inspired. Not cheap though at $500 US. Today it's the turn of the GT by Reverie. This one a little bit more Sterling Moss than James Hunt, if you see what I mean. A little bit more subdued in its styling, but again featuring the identical Seiko meca quartz movement. This one priced at $400 US, so cheaper than the Stratton, but can it justify that price tag? Let's flip the camera and find out. So the Reverie GT then, GT standing for Grand Touring. This one much more about string back driving gloves, wood rims, steering wheels and the Mille Miglia, as you can see from some of the design cues inside the case. Comes in this nice little leather pouchy, comes also with a couple of different straps, so you are getting some decent value for money that way. I'm going to do the usual with this one, dimensions and specifications, get it on the wrist, get some good close-ups on the dial. The deeply patterned guilloche dial really is the star of today's show. We'll have a look at the Seiko VK64 meca quartz movement in action, get it on the wrist later on, and let you know whether I think this deserves the checkered flag or the black flag. The GT began life as a Kickstarter project late last year before going into full production, but even then this one is a limited edition. This is the blue one, there's also a panda dial and a rose gold. Each of the three pieces limited to 175 models. There's an engraving saying just that on the case back. Big thank you to Samuel Tay, the owner of Reverie, for sending me this one in for review, by the way. The watch has a lovely compact set of dimensions, as you would expect, given that it is very much vintage inspired. 40mm in diameter, 20mm lug width, just under 12mm thick, so chunky but not too chunky at all. 47mm lug tip to lug tip, so wears very nicely on a vast majority of wrists, weighing in at 80 grams on this supplied racing leather strap. The racing strap, definitely one of the highlights of this package. Nicely perforated, genuine leather as it should be. Very, very comfortable in operation, and it has quick release bars, so you can always swap it out for the brown one that is also supplied. My only gripe with the strap is I do find butterflies a little bit overcomplicated, a little bit unnecessary. This one not too bad, but I always get the feeling that they could have done with just putting a buckle and tang on there instead. At least we do have a nice little bit engraving the Reverie logo on the clasp there also. Case is nicely finished throughout, just polished in the vast majority of it, including polish on those pushers there. We've got a little bit of vertical brushing on the lugs. The lugs themselves apparently inspired by 1950s fenders and wings on cars. There's definitely a little bit of artistry gone on there, that's for sure. And always nice to see an embossed crown, just the R on the crown there. 316L stainless steel, and we've got a piece of dead flat sapphire crystal. I'm guessing not much anti-reflective coating, judging by the way that my lights are playing with this, but always nice to have sapphire coating on there nonetheless. Now lume, there is a little bit of lume on the hands and the indices, but I'll pop up a lume shot. Definitely one of the weaknesses of the watch. It is superluminova, there are two different colours used, but not enough of it in my opinion. I guess it's a sporting chrono, you're not really focusing on the lume, but it does slightly limit its appeal as a day-to-day wearer with lume that is pretty substandard. And there is the case back, and very nice it is too. 50 meters water resistant, not too bad. That and the sapphire combined to add a little bit of robustness, but the leather strap, you wouldn't want to be getting that one wet. Meca quartz there at the bottom, limited edition. We've got a checkered flag etched in there, the nice Reverie classic script, and 57 of 175. But there's also a little detail that I have never encountered on a watch before. If you look at the top there, just under the top screw, Soli Deo Gloria, glory unto God alone. Perhaps Samuel revealing his personal position on monotheistic universalism and applying it to his casebacks. Certainly a unique feature, shall we say. However, as noted, this watch not really about the caseback or the loom, it's about this dial. Lovely guilloche pattern in the centre there, quite a lot of depth to it as well. We've got applied logos, Reverie at the 12, GT down there at the 6. We've also got applied indices, tachymeter scale on the chapter ring, and those minute track around the inside as well. But only really one chronograph wheel complication on this one. That's the wheel at the 9 o'clock there. The one at 3, basically an AM PM indicator. They are pretty much just to balance out the dial. It doesn't serve that much of a function other than balancing out the dial. There's also no date on this, which I guess puts a little dent in its practicality as an everyday piece. But one press of the pusher at the top there engages the chronograph. This is really what the meca quartz is all about. You get the accuracy of a quartz movement, but some of the look and feel of an automatic. This one ticking 5 times per second, so you can measure therefore to 1/5 of a second, stopping, and then the second button just resets it to 12. But you may notice the red chronograph hand not quite pointing directly at the 60 there, it's just a little bit off centre. And there is the watch sitting on top of my 7-inch wrist. Certainly less in your face than the Stratton Curve was a couple of months ago. Nice set of dimensions, I must say, 40mm, wears very comfortably. This leather strap, very nice, conforms to the wrist straight out of the box. 80 grams, not really much to this one. Should be very comfortable for all day wear. Plenty going on that dial to catch the light, whether it's the guilloche in the middle, the applied indices, the scallops in the hand, or the little concentric circles around the complications there at 3 and 9. Plenty going on, definitely the dial, the number one feature on this one. And there's the alternative supplied strap. Brown on this one, I must admit I do quite like blue and brown, certainly rolling back the decades with that particular colour combination, which is the point. If this watch was mine, I would be tempted to cannibalise those two straps, just put the regular buckle and tang on the blue racing strap though. I think that would be the winning combination given what's on offer. So moans and niggles then, well, it certainly has the old-fashioned look. Unfortunately, I think it has brought some of the old-fashioned drawbacks with it as well, with the poor loom and a slight lack of functionality from this meca quartz chronograph unit. There are certainly plenty of different meca quartzes available, some with date functionality. It's a bit of a surprise that Reverie has chosen one without the date on it. And then there's the price, $400 US, recently discounted from $450, is still quite a bit of cash for a quartz piece. You're well into the range where you can pick up ETA 2824 and Sellita 200 models 400. So I think Reverie's got a bit of a fight on their hands to sell the remaining stock at that price. So there you have it, the Reverie GT then. A nice looking watch, plenty of detail, plenty of depth on the dial, and I do enjoy the leather racing strap. However, $400 does seem a bit of a stretch given that set of specifications. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.